All right, y'all. Welcome back. I'm back. Excuse all the stuff in the background, man. I'm actually sitting at a different chair in my living room because my other couch is uncomfortable. So I'm in my big king chair. You know what I mean? Yeah, welcome to my channel. Steppa said another video. I'm starting to be more consistent now that I'm kind of, my mind is kind of coming back. Went through a lot this past year, 2022, and so now, I'm gonna be more consistent with the videos. This is therapy for me, really. It's definitely therapy to get on here and talk and let out and maybe even help some people through some things that they're going through in life. May have some similar issues going on and stuff like that. Excuse the background. That's my background. What I use to I sell stuff on eBay, so I use that background to take pictures and stuff like that, or the clothes and stuff like that. Got my little mannequin right here to the left of me that I hang stuff on. So that's what that's all about. Anyway, today the video I want to be about like raising kids. You know what I'm saying? Like just the complication, the perspective, the different perspectives when it comes to raising your children. The reason why I want to talk about that is because I'm going through some things right now with my daughters. I have two daughters. One is 27, one is 23. Yeah, she's 23, about to be 24 in December. My son is just turned 23 this month, the 2nd of this month. Him and I actually live together. And my daughters, they live, elsewhere. My younger daughter got her own place, and my older daughter live with a grandmother not too far from me. Actually, both live literally like 5 minutes away from me. And they feeling a kind of way about something. They ignore my calls right now, ignore my texts. And once I finally caught on to the fact, like, wait a minute, they're not calling me back when I call and leave messages, or they're not texting me back. So I left a text. I text, put them both in the group text. I said, listen, I've been trying to, contact y'all, and I haven't gotten anything back. So I don't know. It's obvious something is going on, and we grown. We could sit down and we have a conversation. So my younger daughter actually calls me back after I sent the text, and she was like, yeah, I think we should sit down and we should talk, and because I guess they sat down prior to, like a few days prior to this. They talked to their mom and got stuff off their chest with their mom. She said it was a very emotional, intense conversation that they had with their mother. So I said, okay. I said, yes. I said, we definitely need to have a conversation. We should have a conversation. And I've been wanting to have a conversation with y'all, a serious conversation that has to do, because me and their mother broke up when 2000 and, I say officially like 2002, let's say 2002. So, their mother is real bitter. She's Spanish. She's real bitter towards me because of the things that, I put her through, and, we actually put each other through, because it's things that she done to me also that was in a relationship. But the way she, through all the years we haven't been together, I've been trying to, at least establish this friendship with her, but she doesn't want the friendship with me. She said if it ain't life or death, she don't want to speak to me. So she carried that attitude through all these years, up until this day. She still has that same attitude. She's reached out to me when it was serious, not all the time, but a couple of times it was serious issues. Like she getting into it with my older daughter. She called me to go out there and help her defuse the situation. But it's a lot of things she's done to let me know that she was trying to get back at me when it comes to, just our dealings throughout the years, whether it's not telling me about, well, she don't have to, but I guess she threw a party for my daughter, but nice little hall, didn't even let me know. Didn't let me know my younger daughter was in a hospital, she had she has an illness she deals with, that actually has gotten better, but she has, an illness that was serious. She didn't even tell me she was in the hospital. I actually had to, one day I dropped my car off, because I rent cars also, and I dropped my car off, and I said, it's a nice day, I'll walk home. I usually have somebody come get me when I drop the car off, to bring me back home. But this day I said, I'm just gonna walk back to my house, because it was literally about like a 15-20 minute walk. So I was like, I'll just walk. So I'm walking, and then on my walk, I passed by where my daughter lived, at her grandmother's house. And just so happened, my daughter's mother was on the porch. And she was like, whoa. I was like, hey, Maya, what's going on? This and that. She's like, well, she's like, nothing, just whatever. She's like, Lele in the hospital. I was like, is she in the hospital? I don't think, did she tell me at that point? No, I believe she just saw me, spoke, and then once I got home, I guess she said she felt that was God, was giving her a message that she should tell me. I don't know. The girl just always had this kind of get me back, in court, even though I paid all my child support, but she brought me to court. We went to court. She, told lies and just the whole bit. And so, but my point of bringing that up is I never really, told my daughters anything about our me and their mother's relationship. I never kind of gave them any input on what happened. Everything that they know came from her. I never clarified. I never gave my perspective or my, how I viewed it. It's my side, her side, and it's the truth. So all they got throughout the years is her truth. And so I was like, yeah, I definitely want to have a conversation with y'all for sure. And when I sit back and I think about raising children, right? That is one of the most difficult thing to do, especially when you haven't had the proper upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Like me, my father wasn't, my story is kind of complex because, damn, I don't even know how to word it. Basically, I grew up, okay, this is how it went. My mother was dealing with my father, the person I'm named after. But she cheated on him with another guy, older guy. So all these years, but she did tell me that, because my name Jerry, and that's who I'm named after, the guy named Jerry. That's who I grew up thinking was my father. But she did tell me when I was younger that Jerry is your father on paper, but this other guy, Frank, is your real father. But it didn't really register when I was small. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't register. It was just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't register. You know what I mean? Because the reason why I say it didn't register is because I had this cousin, God bless him, he just died. That's my cousin who died last year. He was older. He's like my mother age. He used to be around them. And he used to always get drunk and be like, man, Jerry ain't your father, man. Your father is Frank. Da, 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 da. He used to get drunk. I used to be like, man, come on, man. Why you keep, bringing this up, man? Like, so finally one day he said it, and I just said, let me just ask my mother. I went to my mother. This was like, now literally this is 2020, early 2020, I think. I believe so. I went on, I said, Ma, man, why Goldie keep always getting drunk and then keep talking about Jerry, my father, Frank, my father, this and this and that? And she was like, yeah, Goldie need to just mind his business, da 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 da. I said, I know, but it's what he said. She said, yeah, I told you that. So when she said, yeah, I told you that, she did tell me that. But it kind of got booted out my head because after she told me, I just kept hearing, call your father, call your father. You know what I'm saying? My father, every time me or my father was brought up, it was Jerry. It wasn't the guy Frank. And so 20, I said, Mom, like, for real? And she said, and I was like, damn, you did tell me. So anyway, the reason why she couldn't tell nobody was because my real father was a deacon of a church, and his daughter, my real father's daughter, was my mother's friend. You know what I mean? So my mother used to go over to her house, with the friend. They worked together and they hung out basically. And my father was a deacon of a church, married at the time, had this big family, people loved him, looked up to him. And but he was knocking off my mother. And mind you, he was 40 something. My mother was like 17, maybe even 16, 17, 18, or 16, around that range. And he was knocking her off. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine that, like, she going over there chilling with her friend, and this big horny deacon just come in. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You need a ride home. You know what I mean? You supposed to be bringing her home. You know what I mean? But you bringing her to the room, weighing her ass out. Weighing her ass out. You know what I'm saying? God bless my mother, man. Miss her, love her to death. So yeah, he so he had to keep it a secret. They kept it a secret and stuff like that. So she ended up putting it on Jerry. So when I found out that it was, about the whole situation, when my mother told me, yeah, I told you that. So I ended up contacting my sister from Jerry and was like, yo, listen, I just found out some news, boom, 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 but mind you, Jerry wasn't even in my life like that anyway. He was, at this point, I haven't talked to him or laid eyes on him. 2020, when I called my sister from him, I hadn't laid eyes on that man or talked to that man in a decade, maybe even more. So I'll say about 11, 12 years. You know what I mean? I didn't talk to him, see him, nothing. And he lived literally 15 minutes from me. And it just was like that through most of my life. He just wasn't around. You know what I mean? And so that's a whole nother story. I'll make another video about my father. I might have even made a video about that on this channel. I'm not sure. Or I did it on, me and Deacon Jones have a podcast that we starting back up called the Go Through Podcast with Steppa and Deacon Jones. So yeah, I talked about it on that, but I don't think I talked about it. I'm gonna leave that for another video for this channel. But my point of bringing all that up is, I didn't have an example of a father. I didn't even have a father. My grandfather was there, but he wasn't just big in my life. He was always there, and I know I could call him for rides, but he never gave me, he didn't give me much pointers as a man, or, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. Him and my grandmother lived like a quiet life. You know what I mean? Like, I love him to death, don't get me wrong, and I look at him as a dad, but he just didn't instill things in me at all. You know what I mean? As far as, I'm thinking back, he gave me rides when I called him, stuff like that, but I remember he used to bring me back to a replacement. I was in a boys' facility when you'd be bad or need help. So I was out there. He used to bring me back. It was probably like a 40-minute ride. I used to sit in the car and not talk the whole way. You know what I mean? Like, him and I just wouldn't talk. Just sit there and just ride. It's so weird, man. I don't even know why, man. I don't know why. I don't know why. But anyway, my point is, and then my mother, she was, she did her best. We never was hungry. We always had a roof over our head, but she struggled with crack, rock, cocaine. You know what I mean? So, so that's how I was raised. You know what I mean? No father. Mother had her struggles. And, so when you have kids and you haven't had that foundation, you're trying to figure out how to do this, how to do this thing. You know what I mean? You're trying to just put together just something in your head. When I had my daughter, I was literally 17 years old. You know what I mean? I didn't know nothing about raising no kid or, what to instill in a kid because it wasn't instilled in me. I was in group homes, replacement, juveniles, facilities. I ended up, what I'm saying? I ended up having a drug problem, being on PCP. And I'm not making an excuse. I don't want this to sound like it's an excuse because however they feel that I did not do for them, they have a right to feel that way. But we also have to understand that we only know what we know. And now at my age now, I could look back and I could see a lot of the things that I could have done better. You know what I mean? But the way I looked at it was, I didn't have a father at all. And they had a father. Every birthday, holidays, on phone calls, not as much as now that I look back, I could have done more. Yes, I could have. But the way I viewed it was, they got a father. I'm around, I'm near all the time. Birthdays and holidays and, just that type of thing. You know what I mean? Phone calls and, stuff like that. And like I said, not as much as I know now. I could have done more, but I had my own struggles. But I was always around. I was always there. I was always there. You know what I mean? Probably not there in the way of instilling, especially in my daughters. My son always kind of been around because me and his mother got a friendship. So that's another thing that, kind of ticked off my daughter's mothers because she knew I wanted a son. And I had two daughters and I wanted a son. And I ended up having a son by somebody else at the same time she was pregnant with my daughter, my younger daughter. So my son and my daughter is literally 8 months apart. They was, pregnant at the same time. So she has that, and when I look back at the stuff and looked at how stuff went, you only could do what you could do, man, that to do. And it seems like no matter what you do, or I'm just talking about in a black community, it seems like, I'm not saying for all, but a lot of situations I've seen, no matter how you go about raising your children, it seems like kids could always find something that you could have done better, or complaining about something and, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Oh, this happened to me because you didn't do this. And what I learned is you got to stop making excuses. You know what I mean? As a people, we have to stop making excuses for the choices that we made. You know what I mean? We have to stop finding a way to not take accountability for what's going on. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm not even making excuses for what I was doing, but we have to look at the reality of our people. In order for me to be a good dad, I have to be shown a good dad. And for order for me to instill certain things in my children, it has to be instilled in me from someone else, or I have to have it in myself to go out and acquire that knowledge to be able to instill in them. And at that time, I wasn't trying to find the knowledge to instill in my kids. I just was winging it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just was winging it, man. Like, I didn't know nothing about credit. I didn't know nothing about starting your own business. I didn't know nothing about emotionally being there for them. You know what I mean? Like really emotionally being there for them. Like, because I was emotionally damaged. I mean, I was there, but not the way that I could have been. And I'll take 100% accountability for that. 100% accountability for it. You know what I mean? But before you go to blame, before you go out to blame, and that's why I understand why some men just leave the kids, period. I know that sounds crazy. I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying is I understand it. Because, this for an example, just imagine somebody putting an algebra problem in front of you, right? And they like, but it's simple. It's a simple algebra problem. And they said, they said, man, I can't solve that. And they be like, what you mean you can't solve it? Matter of fact, we ain't even gotta say algebra, just a math problem, any math problem. Let's say algebra, let's keep it like that. And they put it in front of you and they be like, then solve this simple math problem. And you be like, I don't know how to do it. They be like, you should know how to do it. You this age, you should know how to do this. And you like, man, but I don't know how to do it. But why nobody never showed me how to do it? How nobody never showed you how to do it? You should just know how to do it because it's so simple. But nobody showed me how to do this kind of, this right here, this kind of math. I don't know, but it's so simple, and they expect you to know. And so you'll get frustrated, like, man, I'm not doing this shit. And because nobody trying to understand that you don't know how to do it, you get frustrated and you'll just, either one or two things. Either you're gonna say, it depends on how the person coming at you or how you interpret what's coming at you. Either you're gonna say, I don't know it, let me go find out how to do it, which is where we come from. Is rare that happens. Or you be like, man, I'm getting the fuck, I don't know what the hell. You bugging, you flipping out on me because I don't know. You making me feel shitty because I don't know and you think I'm supposed to know. So I'm getting the fuck out of here. And that's the way I believe that some of the men do when it comes to parenting. Because, if a woman telling you, man, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't blah blah blah, you ain't got no money, you ain't get the kids this, you don't know how to do it, you don't do this for the kids, you da 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 da, you boom boom boom, and at the same time you like, god damn, I'm struggling as a man, I'm struggling, and plus I never been shown how to be that. I'm not saying that it's right, but what I'm saying is I get the frustration. Now, if a woman come up to you and they understand that you haven't been shown how to be a father or shown how to be a man, period. And if a woman come at you different, like, yeah, babe, I know it's kind of frustrating that, you didn't have a father coming up, and I know it could kind of be difficult to, to kind of figure this thing out, but we can work together, and I'll help you. I'll help you. We can help each other just to make it through this the best way we can. You know what I mean? But it takes what I'm saying is, no, it's not right for all the weight to fall on the woman because y'all got y'all struggles too. But we have to start having different approaches to help us get through this so we don't have the same reoccurring issues. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not hard being a man, especially a black man in America. This shit ain't easy, man. This shit is rough. And my point is, I know you only could do the best you can with what you got. That's it. That's all you could do. The best you can with what you got. That's it. That's all you could do. You know what I mean? And then, because this whole thing is Earth School. This whole thing is just a test. I believe in what we don't learn, or what we don't, the lessons we don't learn. I believe we come back, reincarnate, and come back. It's Earth School. That's what I believe wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? One of our favorite books of all time, Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukov. Talks about reincarnation and stuff of that nature. So I believe we keep coming back. I believe we've been different people, different things, different this, and the lessons through life you're supposed to learn. And maybe in this lifetime, hey, the lessons I was supposed to acquire in this lifetime, hey, I didn't pass all of them, so I gotta come the fuck back. I just hope I don't come back as a motherfucking fruit fly, cause that's what I got flying around here right now, man. You're lucky I ain't got my electronic electronic ding, I zap this shit. Yeah, I'm on a fast right now, so I'm doing a watermelon fast, just a melon fast. So this day 9, just melons. I lost 11 pounds already. But anyway, getting off track. Just hope I don't come back a fucking gnat. But anyway, so I just have to understand their pain, understand their frustration, and I get it. But we all in this shit together, man. We all are one. Just don't, when your kids come at you and try to put you down and try to make you feel like you haven't done enough, man, you gotta look at them and let them know you understand their pain. Like, I understand why you feel that way. I understand how you could interpret certain things from your perspective, but this is how I viewed it. This is what I had to work. Let me tell you something about my past. Because when I learned about, my mother told me so many things about her past, I understand why certain things happened or why she was drug dependent. I get it. She went through some horrific things that was done to her as a child. Horrific things that was done to her as a child. And until you deal with that trauma, really deal with it. Really get to the core of it. And that takes a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of being vulnerable and telling those things that you're embarrassed to say, that you're embarrassed to let out. It's hard work, but once I understood, the things that she'd been through, I stopped taking certain things I felt the way about personal and blaming her for things, because she only knew she did fantastic for what she had, for what she was dealt and what she had went through with us. Fantastic in my eyes. Could she have done better? Yes. But she done, listen, the stuff she went through, kudos, ma. I applaud you. My mother passed last year, May 12th. You know what I mean? Listen, man, if I did have any gripes with her or anything that I felt the way about that she done to me coming up, it's forgiven. It's forgiven, because as a parent, this shit ain't easy, man. This shit ain't easy. This shit ain't easy at all. Just do the best you can. Hear your kids out. Listen to them. When they got complaints and, they want to throw all this stuff at you, what you didn't do, stop them. Listen, I understand that you feel a way about how I moved or what I did for you coming up. I'm sorry. I understand it. I'm sorry. I didn't know what I know now. What can we do from this point? To move in the future and have a stronger relationship, being father and son, father and daughter, mother and son. What can we do from this point on to make our relationship stronger? I heard you. You told me how you felt. I told you a history and what I went through and how I think. Now that we understand why things happen the way they happen, let's move forward. Now, if you got those kids that they don't care, they just want to, tell you, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and want to place all the blame on you, just leave it at that, and no, because this and that and fuck you, because you didn't, then hey, you know what? At that point, you just be like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and keep allowing you to, you're not going to just sit here and just blatantly disrespect me when I'm telling you I'm sorry and letting you know the reason why things happen. And we come, you're trying to come to an understanding, but you're not trying to hear me. We only here for a blink, man. A fucking blink. Blink, like a blink. Really think about it. We only here for, shit is over. Shit is here, then it's over. We can't be wasting time just on things that's just that we could get past and move forward from. We can't do that shit, man. We ain't got that time. And then a lot of this stuff, these emotions people be having bottled in, and what I've learned, man, is in this time right now, what I've seen is so many people complaining and putting blame on this and blame on that. You got to start doing something. You got to start working through this trauma. You can't heal what you don't reveal. You can't do it. So you got to start revealing that shit that's deep in that you want to get out. You got to go get it. I've been in therapy for about 5 years now. You got to let that shit out, man. You know what I mean? You got to be able to, I mean, and my kids, I still haven't had the conversation with them. They said we need to have a conversation. My oldest daughter still ain't responding to me. My younger daughter did. I said, well, let me know. So in a minute, I'm going to get, this was like 2 weeks ago. So in a minute, around my mother's birthday, yeah, it's about to be, 3 weeks now. So in a minute, I'm about to reach out again, even though I don't want to, because, you know, I'm battling with, oh, y'all trying to ignore me. I'm gonna be realistic. I'm feeling like, oh, y'all trying to ignore me. I reached out to y'all because I was having a cookout for my mother's birthday. And y'all ain't hit me back on your grandmother's birthday? You know, I had to work through that because I took that as disrespect. You know what I mean? Because she just passed and I'm feeling as though like, yeah, it don't bother y'all that she's gone. So you're not gonna answer me, not say nothing about coming to your grandmother's birthday? A cookout that I was given? But I had to, you know what? Let me not hold that. Let me not hold that, you know, against them. Let me not do that. You know what I mean? Let me not do that. So I didn't do it. I let that go. So I just, you know, I came on here to let this out because this was on my mind, man, and it was bothering me. Because this shit is life, man. We all in this shit together, man. And it's not easy raising no damn human being, man. Shit ain't easy. This shit ain't easy. We you know, we ain't go to school to took classes on how to raise a human being. We don't know this shit. We don't know this shit. We don't know if you go through this and like right now, right? Let's say in the culture we live in now, where I live at, you know, growing up, when I was growing up, they be like, somebody hit you, hit them back. Are you gonna tell your sons that now? Like, somebody hit you, hit them back? Like, you tell them that, first of all, somebody hit you, hit them back. All right, boom, you tell them that, boom. People can't take no losses. Now it's on, you know, it's on social media. Everybody see you getting beat up. Now the person gonna come back, wanna shoot. Now you gotta worry about people shooting. Like what do you tell your kids now? If somebody hit you, hit them back? Then now it's shooting if you beat them up. Because people can't lose no fights now. In the younger generation, they coming through shooting. So what you tell them? If somebody hit you, run? Like, if somebody hit you, tell the person, all right, I know you hit me, but, you know, I understand your frustration, but I love you. And we don't need to be fighting as a people. Like, what do you say? Like, really, you could lose your kid out here if your kid, you put your kid in training and give him boxing, put him in boxing or whatever the case, karate, and the motherfucker just start whooping ass. And now what? Now you think that's it? No, man, that's not it. They're gonna come back. So I don't know how to deal with that. Besides getting them the fuck up out of the neighborhood where that's happening. That's it. So this parenting thing is something else, man. Ain't nobody get this shit 100% right, man. I don't care who you are, man. You made your mistakes and you keep making your mistakes. And even the people that run off and leave their kids, man, yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's fucked up. But it takes a village to raise a kid, man. We all gotta come together. Maybe that man has mental issues and he's fucking retarded. Even women leave their kids too. It's some women that have the kids. They think that's because they're in their kid's life and they there with them every day and take them to school. That it's shit that they're doing it's shit that they're doing that's not right with the kids. Got different niggas coming in, you know what I'm saying, around the kids. You coming in drunk. You like, it's so many things that I done seen women do. And you got your kids, but you want to sit there and go at the father a bunch of times. You know what I mean? You want to keep putting everything on the father. You know what I mean? But yeah, because you did that don't mean you doing shit right either. You know what I'm saying? Kid walk up on you getting that old stinking ass back shotted. You know what I mean? Got the whole room smelling like fucking just nastiness. Your back shot stank. You know what I mean? Your back shot smell crazy. Kid walking in like, what the fuck? Burn your hair nose. Burn your fucking hair in your nose, man. Like, come on, man. Y'all know how that go. All these mothers ain't quite. I've been in with women and dealing with women and their kids is in there, man. Come on, man. They done heard fucking Stein in there wearing that ass out. Yeah, that's my little bedroom name. You know what I'm saying? Little fucking Stein, not Frankenstein. I said fucking Stein. Nah, man. But on a serious note, man, like, yeah. So I'm waiting. I'm talking to these kids, but like I said, man, don't do the best you can, man. And as you learn, put out. As you learn, do more. Just learn. Seek the knowledge. You know what I mean? Seek it. And if you don't seek it, then fuck it. You just gonna have to come back in another lifetime and do the shit again until you learn. I know I gotta come back and redo some shit. Some lessons I ain't fucking learned. You know what I mean? But I'm still here, live another day to make it right, to learn, to put, you know, I'm just believe in God, man. Believe in yourself too. Believe in you. Go into inner space. What I mean by go into inner space, meditate. Really think about who you are. Really begin to love yourself. And the way you begin to love yourself is you begin by eating right. When I mean eating right, you don't understand the correlation between what you eat and the way you think and the way you feel. When you put the right things in your body, you think clearer. You feel better. You work out. Do a little light workout, man. You know what I mean? 30 minutes a day, man. Get you a little nice little workout, 4 days a week, man. Get you a nice little workout in, man. Take a diet from social media. Put that shit down. Put it down. I know it's hard. It's hard because fucking I be deleting the app out my phone and then downloading this shit again the next day. Deleting it out my phone, so I get it. It's fucking hard. But this is the things you got to do, and you got to start working on yourself so you can believe in yourself. Stop looking for outside people or entities to come in and help you and save you. And come save us. We waiting on you. Please come back and save us. We have to save ourselves. It's in us to do it. Go in the inner space. Work on yourself. I'm doing it right now. I'm in the process right now. I'm not there yet. I'm not even talking to you as a person that's been through it. And I mean, like I'm all healed and I got the answers. I'm going through this shit right now. I told you, I'm fasting right now for 21 days. But I've done a lot of reading, a lot of, research and throughout the years of things and I know what needs to be done. It's just executing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowledge ain't power. The execution of knowledge is power. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So I'm waiting to talk to these girls, man, and I know we're gonna come to an understanding. That's the way I'm talking it. Like I'm talking it into existence. We're gonna come to an understanding and get past this and bring the family closer. And hopefully their mother and I could get to a point where we are right. I don't know. I just know that she can't keep holding that in because it's starting to wear on her. Like, I see it in her face, and when I do see her, she doesn't look, to me, she doesn't look how she used to look. You know what I mean? I could tell that stuff is weighing on her. And I apologize to her. I did things already, and we'll see. But listen, thank you for tuning in to Steppa Said. Like I said, man, don't be down on yourself. Just seek the knowledge, keep going, and we all gonna come together one day, man. If not, if you don't learn in this lifetime, you gotta come back and learn again. Just hopefully you don't come back as a gnat. I hate them shits, or a fruit fly. You know what I'd be mad as a mother. Yo, imagine if you come back a fucking bed bug. Yo, I'll be mad as fuck if I was a bed bug. Yo, I'll be mad as hell if I was a bed bug. I probably was already a bed bug. What y'all be mad if y'all came back as? What would piss y'all off if y'all came back as something? What was that thing if you come back as it had you mad in the motherfucker? All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I love y'all. Steppa Said. I'm out. Love you.